Greetings, beautiful people. Here I am, the little engine that could, trying again. So, once again, I'm making an effort to document my life. And I came across a quote the other day, and it says, "Difficulty is what wakes up the genius." And I think the author of this quote was Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Difficulty is what wakes up the genius. And I have to say that I like this quote. Even though in the moment, um, the difficulty, the struggle, the challenge is really inconvenient. It's really something that in the moment you don't like, you're not feeling it. Often the difficulty does wake up the genius in you. And I think about times in my life when I've experienced distress, discomfort, and it actually turned out for my good. Obviously, there's a point where difficulty can make some people crumble and it just, seems like it demolishes them. But there is something called post traumatic growth that doesn't get a lot of press. A lot of people have heard of post traumatic stress, but they haven't heard about post traumatic growth. So I want to start talking about some of these concepts or these topics that we study in psychology that should get more attention than they actually do. And I'll give a maybe an entire video on post-traumatic growth and I'll add some sources, but for now, I'll talk about a related concept that most people I think have heard of and I definitely think is worth considering. And that related concept is grit. Grit. To be gritty means that you have passion and you have perseverance. And Angela Duckworth has a wonderful TED Talk where she takes 7 to 10 minutes to talk about all of her research. And she's been researching this topic for many, many years. She's a PhD and she's a former math teacher and she's just a dynamic speaker and writer. I actually read her book called Grit. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to mention that topic of grit is because it relates to this quote that I just read. Difficulty is what wakes up the genius. Wakes up the genius. A lot of my poems that I share, they talk about hard times. They talk about distress. They talk about sadness or devastation. And I usually come at the end with some type of overcoming or some type of um, resolution or even just the point of leveling up. And so, really, what I want to say is it's to your interest, and I'm talking to myself, future self, I'm talking to my daughters, talking to my sons if they watch this video, talking to my family members, my friends, people who took me for general psychology or human growth and development or social psychology, people that I've come across in my other uh, areas of my life. Um, don't give up. Don't quit. It might be challenging right now. You might be experiencing something that's difficult, something that's frustrating, but don't quit. Keep going. That's how you build up your grit. And right now, one of the challenges I'm facing is that after many, many years of being in a doctoral program, I finally came to a point where I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue. Just hit a roadblock, and then I had things happen in life, and and in some ways I was comfortable, and I just paused, and finally, finally, after a good break, some other difficulties arose, and I decided to go back to the drawing board and go back and try to finish what I started. And I've kind of had this idea in my mind that whether I finish or not, I'm embracing something that I tell my students that the journey is important. And since learning is my thing, you know, I'm gonna I'm gonna just say that this whole process has been worthwhile. Maybe the debt hasn't been worthwhile, but the process, who I've become as I've pursued this goal has been really wonderful. Um, I don't have any good stories this particular time, but I will share a story next time. All right, that's it for this first video of me recording. I'm going to try to do like 3 or 4 videos per week and see if I can have 2 of them edited. That's it.